Welcome back to Sea Power. In the previous part to this video, Iceland has come under attack from a Soviet invasion. The stakes are dire and the Reykjavik airbase is about to fall. To the southwest of Iceland, USS Nimitz is in position to potentially stop the second wave of landing ships, but it will not be easy. Welcome back to part 2 of Attack on Iceland. We have a couple of B-52s airborne, you can see them passing here. And we're going to put these big guys to good use, because they are bristling with harpoons. They got 36 between the three of them. So what I'm telling you to do is head east, and then we're going to attack from the north. I'm a bit hesitant to have them attack from where they are right now, although they have range, because there are mountains in the way, and these sea-skimming harpoons appear to have some issues with that. In the meanwhile, these T-72s seem to be bypassing the airbase. At least one of them is. But this guy is almost at the base, which is really bad news for the pilots of these A6Es. I'm trying to get as many of these guys airborne to get their harpoons to join the fight. Because we need to sink the second group, the second landing wave that is coming in. In the meanwhile, we have a couple of flights departing just from Nimitz right now. These are electronic warfare aircraft. And these guys are going to jam the shit out of that surface group, while my ray gun flights go on the offensive. We are almost in range. I'm going to attack from a couple of different vectors. And ideally also throw the missiles from the Memphis into the mix, although that does give her position away. If I'm going to tell her to join the fight using torpedoes, well, she's going to get to that point in about 6 hours. 7 hours even. So that'll definitely be a long wait, which we might not be able to afford. This Grusha is doing 27 knots. Sorry, this cannon. There's the Grusha. And the Grusha is already getting jammed. And so is the cannon by the EA6. There we go. Reykjavik airbase is under attack. Oh boy. Please don't shoot my jets. Again, ground-based warfare is a bit weird. Normally I would expect them to... They're hitting the hangar. I would immediately expect them to engage the aircraft as they're seeing those take off. See the shells coming in here. This is problematic. There's the shells coming in as the aircraft are taking off. Another A6 is airborne. I wouldn't be surprised if we have two 72s fighting this airfield right now. Is there anything else I would like from this airbase? I mean, yeah, I would like the whole E7E flight. With seeds, I guess, because that's the closest weapon that I might be able to use against... Hold on, no. Seed apparently is rock eyes for those guys. No, we're not doing that. We still have one E2C left. And a couple more E6. We do have strikes on those. Up you go. It's a bit of a weird option, but hey, if it's considered an anti-ship unit, then I'm all for it. Over here, we still have that damn cannon in position. And this guy is definitely capable of shooting down most of my aircraft. At least for now, they're taking off northways, so they're not exactly in the direct line of fire. But they have a range of about, what was it, 8 to 10 nautical miles, I think? Yeah, they can hit 16 miles, actually. My bad. They can hit you out to 16 miles. Which puts me just in the clear. But not by much. Reykjavik is definitely taking fire. You can see T-72s here. There's another one there. Again, don't mind the ground combat too much. Here's our jammers. And here's the ray gun flights. I need you to go up to cruise altitude, so let's go 30,000. Same for you. Ray gun flights already at 20. We got you guys at 20, and we got you guys at 20,000 feet. Excellent. Can we see anything else here? Do we still have a reconnaissance flight anywhere? Because we had an R5 circling here somewhere. Here, she's still alive. Well done. Okay, get your ass over here. It's possible that this cannon has launched so many missiles that it's out. Yet, it's not really something I'm willing to bank on. Oh god, I can't exactly tell this guy to land. Even though they're fairly low on ammunition. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, you're the big strike flight. Yeah. Okay, let's have you go to 36,000 feet. There are still more aircraft coming up. Another one's clearing the runway right now. You're still folding. And this guy is mightily jamming away. Very good. These helos are not very useful. I mean, they're kind of keeping an eye on these things, I guess. But that's about it. They're not able to really engage them, because those rocket pod attacks with the S8s that I did seem to be utterly ineffective. Now, I wonder, if I tell this flight to go weapons free, it's entirely possible that they will peel off and go attack whatever the hell they can. Which is not really what I want them to do. Bear. At this point I want you to activate your surface search. So we're going to have a bit better idea of what we're looking at. I'm going to have a radar platform south and north. Oh, I completely forgot about my sonobuoy drops. Yeah, we're definitely classifying things as hostile warships. Once we're done, we're going here and here. Not the best sonobuoy platform or a drop-off, but whatever. Okay, you're 55 nautical miles out. We're still waiting for the other ray gun flight. And then I need to get my jammers into position. Rampages 1 and 2. We're going to blind these guys from every direction. There is one B-52 which is kind of lonely. Because it already expended most of its harpoons. And at the moment it can't really do much else. You're dropping the sonobuoys, good. This A6 might just make it into the air. This EA6B might as well. And it does have Shrike missiles, so maybe we can shoot that ship. That cannon. To the south of us. They're definitely searching away with all raiders that they have. What about you, gentlemen? You're active. You're active. There's a Kara class. Lovely. With radars active, to be fair. With SAN-3s, 29 nautical miles. And SAN-4s at 8 nautical miles. They also have the SSN-14B, which have 27 nautical miles, mostly against ships and torpedoes. And for the rest, it's mostly anti-submarine warfare. So I gotta keep these B-52s outside of their range at all cost. Contacts are fading. I think this flight is still forming up. Right over Iceland, there's the airfield. I do believe that the airfield is still under attack. Yeah, they're still under attack. At least they were a few minutes ago. Of course, normally one shot or so would immediately knock out the whole airbase. But that's not what I'm seeing right now. At least I'm thinking a shot would disable the airbase, let's say destroy a hangar or so. Okay, that's the active jammer. The other jammer flight slash Shrike flight, you're gonna fly here. All these active radar signatures. There's a meager over there and another meager. Apparently they're already getting jammed, but the more jamming the better. I want these guys not to be a threat to my aircraft. We're still waiting for ray gun flight number 3 over here. Then we're going to attack with the B-52s from the north and these guys from the south-southwest. That's the plan. Multiple hostile contacts. Yeah, go figure. Another E6 just launched. A6. And another one is clearing the runway right now. E2C still nicely airborne. Giving me all the information that I want. I want you to head a bit farther east so we can have a slightly better eyes on target. Oh, I think everything's getting visually identified by the RA5 now. Because we know pretty much what everything is. This is a group of Komars. Alright. That has the SSN-2s with a range of 43 nautical miles. They're speeding west at 27 knots. They also have an Udaloy and 3 alligators. These should be our targets. And there's 2 Grisha 3s patrolling side by side here. One of them's jammed, the other one's not. So that's what we're up against. All of that stuff. Pretty much at the same time. Can you laser designate this cannon? Yeah, they are laser designating. Can you also hit it with a bomb then? I have no idea how this is going to go, but I'm experimenting with the game. I just want to see how well that's going to go. Because once this cannon's cleared, I can just take that off the board as a threat. I am right now assuming that this A6 has its radar, has its laser active. So it might be able to laser itself and then drop. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm not sure what the minimum drop altitude for a guided bomb is, but we're gonna push it. That cannon shooting? Not as of now. Alright. Keep it up. There's another sonar buoy getting dropped. Third ray gun flight almost in position. There's Sea-Wiz coming up to meet you. Yeah. I think that thing is still very much a threat. At least with Sea-Wiz. Wasn't expecting the Sea-Wiz. Should have thought of that. Oh well. Live and learn. You can see that our airbase is completely swarmed by T-72s at this point. Even though they're not actually shooting the airbase, I do consider the airbase to be lost. I do consider the airbase to no longer be under my command, so I cannot actually launch any further aircraft from the airbase. In fact, let me just do this and damage it and say it is killed. Arm, self-destruct. Captain, the situation is worsened. The Reykjavik airport has been neutralized by Soviet forces, cutting off crucial air support and resupply options. There's a second Soviet landing force approaching from the southwest of Vik. That's the one we've detected. If this force establishes a foothold, NATO's position on Iceland will become untenable. Intercept and eliminate the second Soviet landing force immediately. Prioritize the prevention of a full-scale Soviet landing. Coordinate with available NATO assets to destroy transports and escorts. This is a critical moment. The outcome of this operation will determine Iceland's fate. Failure is not an option. Engage with all available firepower. And that's exactly what we will do. Which attack flight is this precisely? AGMs. So harpoons. Interesting. I thought all the harpoon units were disabled. Oh well. Gentlemen. I have a target for you. Let's jam this. And let's send an AGM against it. And I'm hoping that this time around, because I'm flying in closer to the water, they will actually not dunk those missiles right into the shore. But they do seem to be going for the shoreline yet again. Okay, third ray gun flight, now into position. At this point, I think it is still kind of best, although, well, a bit weird to have these guys all engage weapons free. Have these guys, at least their formation leader, engage weapons free. So formation, weapons free. I'm going to have the rest of the rampages start jamming. There's a jammer. Here's the other jammer. You guys are free to charge. Formation, orders. Weapons free. I want those harpoons in the air. Same for the B-52s. The problem is we might need to designate targets for these B-52s or they will attack the same thing. So let's make sure that we have them in separate targets. I want you to fire 4 missiles at that. This is where I'm going to pause it for a second just to give the orders, and then we'll go back to the window where you can actually see the units launching their missiles. There we go. I don't believe that my surface ships are available to strike them just yet. We have RGM-84s on Ticonderoga, and that's not good enough. We don't have any cruise missiles on any of these ships. At least we do have a sizable wave of missiles going towards the targets. Okay, the whole formation. At this point, I want you to call off the attack. So orders, formation orders, weapons tight, veer off. The problem is sometimes that the game then goes, yeah, well, that's fine, but I still am going forward. So weapons tight. See, Reagan 8 continues to try and fight, which is not what I want him to do. This was a flight of... Yeah, okay, you're going to stay with your formation. Gotta do the same thing here. Otherwise they will suicide. You're heading to waypoint. Don't do that. Just return to formation. I think I can just land these whole formations because I'm not actively trying to hit them with cluster bombs. Seemed like a very bad idea. Oh, they're not in range? They weren't in range! Oh, crap. I misplayed that. You still have insufficient initiative here. Okay. B-52s ordered to go on the offensive. I need these guys to start hitting the targets. I don't know if everything will arrive simultaneously, but at least it should give the Soviets quite a lot to worry about, considering the amount of targets that we are presenting them. This is the jamming group. Actually, this whole formation is allowed to go weapons free. Just engage at will. As for this flight here, I can still bring these guys into play, because they also have a fairly hefty amount of missiles. You're engaging, yeah, with the AGM-45, good. Weapon is away. We're engaging the alligators. 1 alligator and 1 cannon. There we go. Excellent. At this point, how are we doing? We got 1 B-52 cruising dangerously directly towards these landing ships. Let's also give this Grusha a couple of shots. The rest of the B-52s are still sitting there. And have a couple of missiles go for that one. We still have plenty of missiles here. We're not using them. Let's engage that car with a couple of missiles. These things are definitely capable of defending themselves and the rest of the fleet. So we need to hit them very hard. We need to present a lot of missiles for them to shoot down. I don't like how close you guys are getting. Break off. We're still 34 nautical miles away from that Kara, but that Kara had range out to 29, so we're getting way too close for comfort. This flight is still launching its missiles, excellent. Formation orders, stand down. Tight. Unfortunately, they still have missiles. This one doesn't. I wish there was a button for all aircraft just to return to formation. But it seems like you need to do that manually. There we go. These guys are lined up again. I'm going to go back to base. And they're taking the rest of their formation with them. Excellent. Formation RTB. You're doing something weird. Loitering. No loitering here. Formation leader. Take your flight. Go home. Yeah, you do need to do it individually. That needs to get changed. It's a bit of a hassle that it doesn't need to be. Alright, how are we doing? We have lots of missiles going for all sorts of targets. We're about 20 nautical miles out, and they probably know we're coming. These Komars do have a little bit of defense in the form of that machine gun that they have on the bow. It's not very intimidating, this 25mm, but between the 4 of them, they can put up a bit of a fight. You guys are still 34 nautical miles out. Go here. Clear out. Of course, it's a B-52. It's not going to turn on a dime. As for the rest of that strike flight, you guys, get over here. Did you knock out? No, you didn't knock out the missiles. You got knocked out. Good. Alright, let's watch the fireworks. The cannon is going to have missiles coming in from her port side. Lots of them. And they probably are well aware of the threat, because they have all those radars active. If I did this correctly, these missiles are more or less going to strike at the same time. The problem is that this group is pretty weak. Like, it's 4 missiles. I should have probably just weapon cleared these B-52s. To make sure that they all engage aggressively. But hey, maybe we can thin the herd a little bit. That'd be great. Range? 12 miles. And closing fast. What are you going to do? I'm especially expecting a whole lot from that Udaloy and the Kara. But for now, they're not actually reacting yet. Now, we just came into the long-range missile range for the Kara. The Udaloy is very capable of defending itself. With the the SAN-9s, the gauntlets. But they only have a range of 6.5 nautical miles, so they're very short-ranged. They tend to start puffing out those things at a very high rate. But I'm not seeing it. There's 12 nautical miles to the other harpoons. And about 20 here. There we go. They're using their main gun. Keep in mind that I'm submitting these guys to a hefty amount of anti-radiation, jamming. So all of these guys are getting lit up by the jammers, and hopefully because of that, they're not that able to defend themselves. The real targets are these alligators. If those are dead, then Iceland is safe. I'm seeing mostly gunfire. Not missiles. They do have missiles. Maybe we're actively jamming them so much that they can't use those. Kara? Still holding. You got missiles at 7 nautical miles. The Udaloy should start popping any second now. This Kashin is fighting for its life as the harpoons are coming closer and closer and closer. To try and find a good angle from where to watch this. Here we go. I have no idea why this Udaloy is just not responding. And neither the Kara. Are we really jamming them that badly? Are they that oblivious to the fact that there's a bunch of harpoons coming at them? Nope, there we go. At least their guns are working. Udaloy is now shooting back. There's chaff in the air. I think this harpoon's going to have a very hard time trying to reach its target. But at least it doesn't have to contend with missiles. Even those transports are trying to shoot them back. There's the jump. Don't get fooled by the chaff now. Yeah, you should have him. Hit. The other alligator also got hit, and the third seems to also be taking a hit. This jamming is way more effective than I'd imagined. Interestingly, I think the whole flight of harpoons over here decided to ignore all targets here, because they're all fine. And they're actually going for the Grisha, which is mighty overkill on the Grisha. The Udaloy and the Kara still have issues, because they still have a swarm of missiles coming in. Oh, and they have a ray gun coming in. Dude. Get the fuck out. They almost got into range. Dip low. Here's the Grisha. It's finally popping a missile. Ooh. Might be too little too late there, Sunshine. There's more harpoons jumping up and down. There's Seawiz coming in from the Grisha right next to it. Kill. The other Grisha also took a hit. How about the Udaloy? Udaloy desperately fighting back. But it seems like all of its missiles are either unavailable or heavily being jammed. So much so that they're completely unable to shoot back. And I'm all for it. My missiles are getting intercepted though. Props to their Seawiz. We are getting intercepted. Come on, Harpoon. Get in there. Yes. Now they're seeing missiles come at them. But it's not going to work. No, they're getting for the chaff. They fluffed. Dude. That was not part of the plan. This one. Fluffed. These transport ships. One is dead. Two are badly hit. This one fluffed. Come on, get at least one hit on the Udaloy, please. No, I think the Kara took care of it. The Kara did take a hit. Potentially several. And unfortunately for them, there's more on the way. There's still one more harpoon here? Oh, might be a late arrival from one of the other ray guns. The Kara has ceased maneuvering. It's probably dead in the water. Okay, let's get the B-52s in play again. Target the alligator. Target the alligator, and I want you weapons free. Let's see what happens when you go weapons free. That Udaloy is also hit. Dead in the water. I wonder how many defensive weaponry they have left. It might not be a whole lot. Because all of a sudden this harpoon is just seeing a bit of chaff. And seemingly that's all. So potentially, that's the end of it. Over here though, we still got their cannon. And I can't actually do much with it. Oh. Never mind, we did get intercepted there. One of the Komars has been eliminated. The other ones are fine. B-52s are partying up there. Come on, get that missile onto the target. Oh, the Udaloy's dead. Nice work, guys. Nice work. That's a lot of black smoke bellowing up from that. Kara, any response? Nothing? Interestingly, I'm not seeing my missiles really hit the targets. Maybe they're running just out of range. We have several, if not a whole load of missiles coming at them. Yeah, okay, good. Raygun 10 hit track 700. Yeah, they don't have the range. They can't get there. That's annoying. This flight, E6 is... I think they're all empty. Because I still want to get rid of that cannon. Yeah, they're all empty. Okay, these boys then. Engage the cannon. Situation aboard the Kara. It's not great. But they're still very much alive. 2 of the alligators are dead, though. That's the prize. I only need 1 more kill. And we have him. Oh, Jesus, what's your intent? Get the hell out of here, dude. Just RTB, please. Rest of you guys, RTB. Nemesis is going to be busy covering a bunch of aircraft pretty soon. Okay, let's speed this up. There is one B-52 in here somewhere. Here you are. So what? I think they might actually try and go bomb these ships. They might get through in case of the Kara. Because the Kara has been badly, badly wounded, but I'd still rather not risk it. Missiles imminent. 20 nautical miles out. Closing fast. As for these, there's 1 whole harpoon going for that target. Bloody hell, people. There we go. Congratulations on the successful destruction of the 2nd Soviet landing group southwest of Vik. Your actions have dealt a significant blow to Soviet plans in Iceland, but the Soviet situation remains critical. With Reykjavik airport under Soviet control, Iceland is at risk of falling completely into enemy hands. While the loss of Iceland would be a devastating strategic setback for NATO, there is still a chance to contain the situation. Your mission has disrupted the enemy's capacity to reinforce their position, and we can still deny them full control of the island. Continue to interdict any additional Soviet forces in the region. Your valor and strategic precision have earned the admiration of NATO High Command. Stay vigilant. The fight for Iceland is far from over. So, that's the scenario that I had made up. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comment section. If you have any of your own suggestions for scenarios, I'm always interested. Let me know down below what else you would like me to see, or would like me to build, rather. And potentially we can also share this scenario and other ones with the other content creators that have access. So maybe you're going to see this scenario on Wolfpack's channel, or Vulcan, or even Jingles. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for more.